to inform people and just give them a little bit about what's going on. I was there to, give a little update on business in the city of Westaco and what we're doing to improve everything. So it was pretty neat. So I'm glad that we're here, and Miss Barbara and her staff, you're always doing a tremendous job, promoting our small business. And now that it's Small Business Week, even better. So again, congratulations to you guys, and again, your success in your businesses. And you'll always see me at y'all's place of business all the time. So again, thank you guys, and God bless.
Thank you, Mayor, and yes, thank you for your continuous support in promoting businesses and recognizing all the great work of our small businesses here in the Mid-Valley, and particularly Westlaco. Before we get started, I do want to share a few announcements. We are at the Chamber actually currently have our application out for our summer internship program. It's a college internship program for college students currently enrolled as juniors or seniors to get experience here at the Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center to learn about tourism, hospitality, and supporting local businesses. So if you know any college student who would be interested in this program, it is a paid summer internship, and they get to work here, get some hands-on experience, and again, put something on their resume and learn a lot about the great work happening here in our community. So again, that application is open. It closes this Friday, and if there's any questions, you can reach out to the Chamber, and we'd be happy to assist you. So to get started today, we called our session this afternoon, our afternoon coffee break. And it's a panel to talk about small businesses, the successes, the highlights, the challenges, because we all know that running a business is no easy feat. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of support and encouragement from your community. And so today we have an excellent panel of individuals to share with you just that, behind the biz is what we call it, their experiences. And so to kick us off, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to our moderator today, Pam Lay Steele. She is the founder and co-owner of Le Pho House right here in Westaco. Pam?
Thank you so much, Barbara. All right, I'm so excited. But before we dive into this, I would love to acknowledge everything that Miss Barbara and her team have been putting together this week. Moving forward, can we just all please give Miss Barbara a big round of applause? Really putting Westlaco on the map. I love it. All right, so thank you all for joining us today, and I know we're also live here on Facebook, so welcome everyone that's on Facebook. My name is Pamela Steele, and I'm honored to be the moderator for today's event with these incredible, inspiring business owners here in Westlaco. Today we'll be diving into their journeys, exploring what inspired them to start their business, the challenges that they have faced, the impact that they have made here in Westlaco, and of course what the future holds. But before diving into that, I would love to introduce each and every member here. So let's start with ladies first, right, Miss Lillian? Okay, ladies first, yes. For Sonetos Fine Jewelry. Please welcome Miss Lillian Cisneros Ocha, owner of Sonetos Fine Jewelry, family owned and operated since 1984 here in Westlaco, founded by her father, Rodolfo Soneros. Known for a wide selection of gold, diamonds, and Pandora jewelry. It's Mother's Weekend coming up, right? So, offers custom designs and expert jewelry repair services, built a strong reputation as the most trusted jewelry store in the community for 41 years. Proudly led today by Lillian and her family, continuing a legacy of quality, trust, and craftsmanship. Let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Lillian Cisneros. And then we also have a Mr. Ephraim, help me pronounce your name correctly, Ephraim. Doesn't that sound amazing? It's my Asian colleague, dog's name, Ephraim Gomez, owner of Gomez 3 Construction LLC. Brings over 20 years of experience in the construction and real estate industry. Gomez 3 Construction is a residential and commercial construction company based in Westlaco, Texas that offers real estate investing, purchasing, and strategic planning. Serves the Rio Grande Valley with quality construction services. Some projects included building the new Westlaco Auto Mart and homes in Monticello Estates. Supports the South Texas Construction Supervision Program Scholarship and is a proud investor in the Westlaco Chamber. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Abrin Gomez. And last but not least, Boots and Jeans. Please welcome Marty Masso, owner of Boots and Jeans Western Wear. Boots and Jeans of Wesco, Texas has been family owned and operated since 1976. 49 years in business, we're approaching 50 years. That's incredible. Offers a wide selection of boots, jeans, hats, and authentic Western apparel. Known for personal service and commitment to quality and tradition. Active supporter of community events, including the Rio Grande Valley Livestock Show. Marty serves a board member of Wesco Area Chamber of Commerce, helping lead local businesses here. Oh my goodness, right? Let's give a warm welcome to Marty Masso.
Thank you.
Absolutely honored and privileged to be here with the three of you today, and all of you here, of course, as well. So we're just going to go ahead and dive straight into the questions that we have. So first question, let's start at the beginning. What inspired you to start your business, and what was that journey like in the early days?
Who would like to take?
Mr. Gomez?
All right, so my journey in the construction industry and the real estate industry dates back to my high school days for my drafting program. So I got into drafting. I was always interested in putting things together, Legos and little model cars growing up. And I wanted to be an architect. That's really what I wanted to do. So I took a drafting course in high school, and I would say that the rest is history from there. I just gained a huge passion for designing and architecture and blueprints. I later got my degree in drafting and design, and that kind of blossomed into opening up my own business. So it's been a journey these past couple of years. I say a couple of years, but it's been over 20. I know a lot of you guys are wondering if I'm old enough to vote, right? But it's been over 20 years, and you know, very privileged to meet a lot of fine people along the way. I've done business with Mr. Darrow here, so we've created a network of like-minded individuals. I've had the support of a lot of other business owners, and my family has played a strong backbone in this process for me. So it's been a great journey so far.
Yeah, wow, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. Ms. Lillian?
Sure. Well, who really should be sitting here is my father, but he's passed on. But we are continuing his legacy. I, along with my two brothers, inherited this store. Like you said before, we have been in business since 1984, and I'm only 43, so that tells you that this has been a big part of our lives. But, you know, I was teaching before, just like he was an educator, and moving back from Monterrey, I was living there teaching. My dad said, come work with me. And I said, okay, you know, I guess so. But, you know, it gave us an opportunity to be together again. And after he passed away, I found myself stepping up and taking over, so.
Taking over that legacy, you know,
Yes.
and I know working with family can be a bit challenging at times, right? Yeah, but it's amazing that you're moving forward and really building this empire, you know, remembering him and all that he's accomplished too. And as for Marty, yes, sir.
Okay,
what
my story is
inspired
very
you to
long.
start?
I'm going to cut it short.
Okay.
My dad came from the Middle East, from the Holy Land back in the 1940s. His uncle, my grandfather's brother, was in Matamoros, Mexico, and things were getting rough in the Middle East. So he sent my dad and my dad's brother to Matamoros to start a business. They were young; they're in their 20s. They started a shoe store. They had a shoe store there. My mother was from Brownsville, and they met, fell in love, got married, and they had 4 of us down in Brownsville. I was one of them. They was born in Brownsville. I was 2 years old. The devaluation hit in Mexico, so they said it's time to move. So they went to West Texas, went to Lubbock, 4-year in the square, had a small little business there. They wanted to go into a larger store, so we went to Plainview, Texas, north of Lubbock, and my uncle went to Brownfield, Texas. They were a year and a half apart. They were very, very close. And so we started the business in Plainview. We were there. I was raised there, graduated Plainview High School. Matter of fact, the year I was going to graduate, the senior year, my parents said, we're moving back. My dad wanted to retire back in the valley. He loved the valley. So he said, I'm going to go down to a specialty store in. Well, they were putting Palm Plaza Shopping Center in 1976. We found us a place, 2,500 square feet. They came down in July 76, and I said, I need to finish graduating. So I went back. My mother knew a lady there from our church. I rented a room for her during the first quarter of that school year, and I stayed up there and finished it, came back in November of 76. And we started the store in 1976. I was 18 years old, and I jumped right into business. It was Mom, Dad, and me started the store. And that's how I started, and that's how we started.
That's incredible. Now it's approaching 50 years. That's absolutely amazing. Being in business for that long, Marty, how has your business contributed to or connected with the Weslaco community?
You know, a bunch. I've been so blessed, and I want to thank Barbara. She's done such a great job with the chamber. I've been involved in the chamber over 40 years. In the chamber, I've been a member of the Chamber of Commerce for 40 years. I know how it works. I was on the board back in the 80s, back with Mr. Jim Luck, and there were beautiful times for me. I was Weslaco Lions Club, past president of Weslaco Lions Club, Red Coat Ambassadors. I sat on the EDC board with Mr. Valdez there for a couple of terms. We've been involved with the livestock show, Rio Grande Livestock Show, for over 47 years, 48 years. We've donated to the 4-H and the FFA kids for their animals that they raise every year, and then we give the hat to the cover girl every year. A nice, beautiful Stetson hat. We give them. We honor them with a hat. So we've been blessed. We try to stay busy and involved as much as we can. We've been very blessed.
Thank you for sharing that. Mr. Gomez, I know Weslaco is growing. It is booming out of control. I mean, we all see it every single day. There's new businesses, there's new complexes, and you being in the industry of construction, how can you share with us how has that connected with the Weslaco community? How has your business really connected and contributed with all that's going on with the growth of Weslaco?
Okay, so we do work all over the valley, right? We've been fortunate that the Weslaco Mid-Valley area has kept us very busy, especially these past couple of years. I think the leadership has, a big part of that, the community as well. So, we want to thank you guys for that because it keeps us busy. But yeah, we've had a great response in the Weslaco area for not only residential properties, we're also doing some, apartments, we're doing some commercial stuff nowadays. So Weslaco, I have nothing but great things to say, and there's a lot of good things in the future by what I see and by what I hear. So Weslaco is a great place to not only do business, but live and spend money here also. So it's been really good for us.
Wonderful. Ms. Lillian, is there anything that you would like to add on this topic?
Yeah, one of the cool things about our store is that we're located in the heart of downtown, and we love to be a part of that. What contributes to all the events that are going down. We support the Onion Fest. We support the EDC's Al Fresco, and it's a welcoming space. Also, we keep our doors open and keeping we just want to be a part of Weslaco's story in that part, and working with our partnerships with the chamber, with the EDC as well, and with the school district.
Yes, we are definitely very involved with the community. I would love to ask you a few questions, actually, Ms. Lillian, about overcoming challenges. Okay, I know right now with jewelry and social media, there's a lot of things going on in that industry. How do you overcome some of the challenges that comes your way? So, what's one of the biggest challenges you face as a small business owner, and how did you overcome that obstacle?
Well, one of the biggest things for me was taking over and transitioning into running the business. I was balancing grieving and learning the ins and outs of the business, but overall we've been able to stay with the trends, learn more about social media, get involved out there, and make us known as not only Cisneros Fine Jewelry as my dad being the owner, but as the new owners of Cisneros Fine Jewelry. We're the same family, but we still offer the same. Everything is the same as what he would, as if he were there.
Yeah, I love that aspect. great. Marty, sir, I'm sure you've gone through a lot of challenges, almost 50 years now. What are some of the
Bunch of challenges, freezes, devaluations. We've gone through the 2008 crunch. COVID had to say, the biggest one, and that was a challenge, a very big challenge, where I had to let my employees off for 6 weeks, and I worked in the store every day as much as I could to balance, to pay the bills as much as I could. And through the grace of God, I got through it, through the grace of God. But yes, it was manageable, hard work, and a lot of faith, but we got through it.
Yeah, in business, there's definitely always something going on, right? Every day. Yes.
Yeah, no, to add on that, I was thinking about that as well. After he passed, so many things happened, COVID. I was thinking, how would he have managed this? But we overcame it. And we're saying, we had to close down the store. We were not essential. So we had to figure that out. And with not having a business background, like I said, I was an educator. I'm an educator by profession. It was just something that, wow.
Yeah, I can relate with you in so many ways. When I came, I was living in Dallas, and I was pursuing a different career completely outside of the restaurant industry. And my mom calls me and she says, Pam, I need for you to come to Wesco. We got to figure something out. She had been doing nails for over 30 years, and her nail salon was closed, and that's all she had. That's all she's been doing. So when we came home and we had to figure out, what are we going to do? How are we going to make money? What's next? And started a restaurant during a time in 2020 when most businesses were going out of business. So I get it, a lot of challenges, and I'm sure you've had some challenges too. Mr. Gomez, how did you overcome some of those challenges?
We had no challenges.
No challenges at all, no? I love it, easy peasy,
I
yeah.
wish that was true. Yeah, I mean, along the way, we've had our share of challenges almost on the daily. The biggest thing about any business or any business owner, you have to be able to change and adapt. There's so many changes in the market, and trends, and laws, and regulations, and codes, at least in my industry, that we have to have the ability to change, adapt. Going back to COVID, that was probably one of our more major situations that affected our business personally. There were so many question marks, and I don't think anybody really knew what the answers were to that until we kind of crossed that bridge. In the housing industry, 2007, 2008 was just another crazy time. That was before I opened up my own business, but I was working for other companies at the time, and yeah, those were definitely challenging times. But what I've learned being a business owner is you face a challenge, and whenever there's a thunderstorm, the sun always comes out. It's my motto has always been, it's not win or lose, it's either you win or you learn, right? So every challenge that I've ever faced, I take it as a learning experience, and the ability to grow, not only as a business owner, but sometimes in my personal life. So you kind of have to be able to accept the challenge, absorb it, figure it out, move on, and adapt to the next challenge.
Yeah, I like to also think that when something bad happens, I know something really, really good is going to come from this. It may not come when I want it to, but eventually it will if you just keep keeping on, right? So I love that, adapting to whatever that's being done your way. Moving forward to our next question. Overcoming challenges can really reshape our goals and definition of success, right? So here, and it's open to all three of you, what does success look like to you now versus when you first started?
I want to take that one. Obviously, when you open up a business, your definition of success is having a business, right? So getting that new client, that first client, the first couple of clients, every step along the way was a success story for me. So early on, it was just a definition of, okay, we completed this project, we had a satisfied customer, and early on, all our marketing, or majority of it, was word of mouth, right? So, hopefully they spoke highly of us, they had a good experience, they recommended us to a neighbor, a friend, or family member. So early on, and obviously now still, is business, right? We don't work just for the business that we have in front of us. We're always trying to do above and beyond, because we're working for the next client, right? Nowadays, continues to a certain extent that way, but now we've gotten so much involved with other aspects of what we're doing. So we've partnered up with colleges, we've partnered up with local school districts. We sponsor, we mentor a lot of our young group of individuals wanting to get into this industry. So I kind of always go back to where I started from, and I do remember not knowing anything about business, not knowing how to even start, but having a really strong passion for what I wanted to do. And that's really been my guiding light this whole time is, how can I achieve success while keeping my business true, transparent to what I know. I'm first generation business owner. I'm first generation construction, right? So I didn't have all the answers early on, but throughout those challenges, it's helped shape me not only as a business owner, but as in my personal life as well. So.
Yeah, you really became a student and just learned. Yeah.
So at the beginning, it was just about survival.
Yeah.
It was just about survival.
Right.
How are we going to keep it afloat?
Yes.
How do we learn these things? But now it's about watching it evolve and what we have to offer. I love working on custom pieces. That's like something I'm really enjoying, that I'm learning about myself, that I love to learn. Because we were part of this, like I said, all my whole life.
Okay.
And I would look at jewelry and I wasn't interested in it. I would be like, oh, jewelry. And now I see the beauty in it. I can look at every piece right now and tell you exactly where it came from. I can tell you about it. But just within myself and learning about design and repurposing. If you have like a loose stone or extra gold or something, I just love that. Like being able to offer those services to our clients and knowing that they feel comfortable making those changes to the pieces that they're
trusting you.
Yes, and
Very
trust.
good.
Yes, big time.
Absolutely. Oh, you got me thinking. There's some key pieces that I might have to Yeah. Marty.
When you first started the business is building a customer base. How hard you work to build a customer base, and it's a lot of hours in the retail business. So that was our goal. We reached our goal. We got into a great customer base, and now to keep the customer base. That's what we do now, is to keep the customer base and get new customers coming in our store daily. And that's what we work for.
I love that. The customers and as well as the team members that we have, right? Finding good people, working with them, and keeping them as well. I love that. All right, so moving forward to the next question. Balancing. Oh, this is a big one, right? Because how do you balance your personal life, your work life, your friends? Like, it's there's a lot going on, right? So how do you balance running a business with family life, health, and personal time? Is there even such a thing as balance?
I think there is balance, but you have to have a good partner in the business. I have a beautiful wife. I've been married for 44 years, and it takes a lot to be a wife of a retailer.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hours and overtime and stuff. So, first of all, having her on my side through all of that, and you balance your time. I was blessed with my father when I was younger. He was in the store, so I was able to coach my kids during the baseball and football seasons and stuff. My dad was always go, go, go. He was always family oriented. So I was blessed in that I was able to take out and go out of the store at those times. And you make time. You make time for those things, and blessed.
Well, my brother's out in the audience, so he's gonna look at me and say, But one of the things that I do is I start my day by working like at the jewelry store a little later. And then I start, it helps to center yourself and get a lot of all the busy work done at home. And then I'm ready to be at the store, make appointments with people. But not only that it helps you center yourself, and I'm able to give more to the business and then work with my family at the end of the day. I'm also involved with the city. I'm in Parks and Rec. I'm on the Parks and Rec board. I'm in the Recycling Task Committee. And then all of a sudden I got Mr. Monse. I'm the president-elect for Rotary. It was her fault. That's going to be fun. So everyone here needs to turn in a Rotary application because I'm going to be the president for next year. But yes, actually taking those moments in the morning, getting all the busy work out of the way, and work related, not just personal, but work, personal, like before you get to give it your all at the store. And I'm thankful for having a team at our store that is able to open the store and get it ready, and then.
Yeah, so in the morning, what's your routine in the morning? You said you kind of do just have like a set agenda, certain things to check off. Is there like a certain type of tea that you like to drink? Or
Yeah.
what gets you ready for your day?
Well, I have a little girl. Well, she's not so little. She's 13 now. She's my youngest out of 3. And so I have my routine with her in the morning. I get to get my espresso and sit down and I have a to-do list. As a matter of fact, I recommend this book, Atomic Habits.
Yes, I love that book.
So I've been listening to that as an audiobook. I have a little puppy that forces you to get out, go walk, and clears your mind. And I listen to audiobooks or podcasts about business. So that's always fun. But yes, definitely having that routine. But your kids keep you busy.
Yeah.
So my young one is in tennis and swimming, and those are 2 things that I like to do. So sometimes I'll be at the pool, or I'll be playing tennis with her. But I definitely make time for that, because if I don't, then what's the whole purpose of?
Lose yourself.
Yeah, lose yourself, lose your family. So those are top priorities for me. My morning time, and also,
Non-negotiable.
non-negotiables. Yeah.
Mr. Gomez, would you like to add?
It definitely is a juggling act to balance a lot of things that are going on. I don't know if it's ever equally balanced all the time, but we try to have some kind of balance within our professional lives and our personal lives. So I think the biggest part of it is having a strong support system, whether that means a spouse or parents or anybody, a family member that can help us out. But me personally, my wife has been a big part of my success, and I give her a lot of credit for that. She's not necessarily directly involved with my business, but she provides me the ability to be involved, 98% of my time in my business. So she definitely does help that side of things out. I've got 3 amazing kids that are all busy doing all kinds of sports, and they're all kind of self-directed at this point. So we have a great family life at home. But also going back to the business side of things, is we have great team members. Everybody that plays a role in building a home, they've all been great to me, and I attribute a big part of my success not only to my family, but also to all my business partners from all sides of the spectrum, from the title companies to realtors to the subcontractors to everybody that we meet and deal with every day. So it's a big giant
Big team.
bowl of things that contribute to that. So.
Oh, maybe Miss Lou? Oh, you're ready.
I did want to add something to that question. Now I have, I can leave the store now because I've got grandkids. I've got a great manager and great staff. Hilda Malie has been with me for 44 years.
Wow.
And so I can just, if I need to leave and go see my grandkids, I'm there. So, it's blessed to have a great staff. And it's very important.
Yes, I agree 1,000%. The fact that I'm here and have peace of mind knowing that I can trust my team to run the restaurant and to really cater and give great hospitality to our customers, it feels really good. So I'm happy to be here. And
So
happy
to
for all-
piggyback a little bit, there's been a couple of times Sunday afternoons I try to stay somewhat physically active, and I'll run into Daryl
Yeah.
Sunday evening or just random hours sometimes. So, we
Or
try
at the
to
5
squeeze in a
Ks.
lot of different things. Yeah.
Some fun. Yeah. It's like- we do, that's it. I know, because earlier, Daryl, you did mention that you had to take a little break from your business as well, and then you're back. Yeah, we need that. Okay, so staying competitive. Oh, all right. In your industry, how do you stay relevant and competitive while keeping your values intact? Oh, would anyone like to answer this?
Big, very big and very important. Personal service.
Personal
That's
service.
what's got us here.
Building
49 years relationship with our clientele, repeat customers, new customers. It's all about personal service.
Absolutely.
That's what I have in my notes, personal connection. Jewelry is dominated by the big corporate stores, but they don't have what we have to offer. Connection.
Family owned, operated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a common theme, right? So customer service and client satisfaction, I think is probably at the top of the list. Obviously staying relevant, you kind of have to, going back to adapting to the times. Social media has been played a big part of that. You know, a lot of it is free, right? You don't have to pay for it, so y'all can follow me on TikTok.
Yeah.
Go.
I love your marketing videos, the way that you edit me out. I've seen them. I'm like, oh, so cool. Yeah, love it. Now, speaking about customer connection and relationship building and how important that is, that leads me to my next question, which is, can you share a story where a customer made a lasting impact on you or reminded you, why do you do what you do? Why are you doing this? All three have them ready. Yes, we have them.
I could probably name a lot of different times when I can say that I'll lie in bed and I'll just think to myself, okay, this is why we're doing this, you know, for long hours, sometimes missing out on certain events. But, you know, there's been a couple of examples, maybe one that I could maybe point out to is, we've had a couple of instances where we have clients turn really close friends, right? You know, obviously when you're building a home or building, you know, any project for an investor or whatever, there's definitely a lot of challenges throughout the process. You know, sometimes you kind of want to pull your hair, and sometimes you just want to turn off your phone, right? But at the end of it, it's, you know, we're doing it for a purpose. You know, there's investors, or maybe that person is buying their first home or building their first home, and, you know, for most of us, you know, our home, I'll use as an example, is, you know, for the most part, the biggest investment that we ever made. So we have a responsibility to over-deliver on that. So the idea is, you know, we've had, you know, a really good success with a response from our clients. You know, good customer reviews are always great, but we've also had the opportunity, you know, most recently, you know, a young couple, we built a really beautiful home for them in Edinburgh, and they'll keep up with me, and they'll send me pictures of, now they have, you know, a baby, right, and they'll kind of send me posts, little pictures, or they'll put, you know, oh, the baby's wearing the cap, or, you know, just whatever it is, but exactly, so they become kind of part of like my family, right, and, you know, they had a little birthday party for their daughter, so they invited us, so it just became, and it's like, okay, this was the reason why.
I'm sure that's such a rewarding feeling.
It is.
Knowing like, oh, I built this home for this family, and they're loving it. That's
Every project we see it, I see it like a baby, right?
Yeah.
You kind of from nothing to, you know, this
yeah, then now you're like, look at all the babies I got. Yeah. Love it. I love it. Miss Lillian? Yeah.
So I think we love all our clients. I have a soft heart for our Winter Texans.
Yeah.
I love our Winter Texans. I just love the stories that they have to tell. And one client in particular, well, a couple have come to our store buying their second set or third set of wedding bands, you know, because they've lost their prior spouse and they want a companion and they get married and so on and so forth. I've remade some pieces that belong to their spouse and they wear it around their neck. This particular person and this particular person that came to our store, gosh, he really touched my heart because I remade a piece that was his wife. She had passed on, and it was a birthstone necklace, and it was hers. And when I made it, he was in tears. This was during the holidays, and then he comes back a couple of days later. He carves wood, beautiful pieces, and he came and he brought me a nativity set. I was bawling.
Yeah.
I was bawling. I said, people don't just come here for jewelry. This is not just a jewelry store. This is where people feel connected. They feel some sort of connection. They feel, you know, that they're cared for here. So that was really touching. And he came the other day, and I was like, hey, I haven't seen you in quite a bit. You know,
that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope he's watching this live.
I'll send it to him.
He definitely should. That's very, very sweet. Mr. Marty?
Yes, I've had a number of people have touched me in my career. You know, but I'll just say about one lady came in one day and she said, looking for a pair of boots. She said, but you can't fit me. I said, well, I think I can. And so I took time to measure her foot and tried a couple of different boots on, and she found one that just fit her like a glove. And she says, you can fit me. And she left so happy. She says, I've never had anybody measure my foot and take time to get me what I needed. And she wrote me such a beautiful review on the Google review. And that's what you work for. You gotta love what you do and work hard, love people, and enjoy it.
Adding on to that, I would like to share what makes me continue to keep working in the restaurant industry that's also very demanding. I love it when parents bring their kids to the restaurant and I see the kids just sipping on the soup like this, or noodles in their mouth, or it's their first time ever having pho. That's not really common here in South Texas. It's such an awesome feeling, like, oh gosh, my mom made this for me when I was a little girl, and then now I'm seeing all these little kids also eating it. It's so awesome. And then the relationship that we build with the family, it's incredible. So, customer connection. All right, next is business evaluation. Why can't I say this word? Evaluation? Evolution. Oh my goodness. Business evolution. Oh gosh. Scratch that. Pretend no one heard that. How has your business evolved over time, and what changes have surprised you the most? It's evolved in so many ways.
I'll tell you, it has changed over the years. We've seen the different type of customers, the Winter Texans, and our local customers, our valley-wide customers. What really has surprised me is the young people that are coming into the store now. Years ago, it was too much online. I see so much new young people coming into the store that really makes me happy, and I'm very surprised to see that, but I'm so happy that they're coming to the store to shop.
I think maybe similar example is, we have in our business, we have a lot of investors from all parts of the valley, from all parts of the state, from all parts of the nation. But what's really surprised me the most is, early on, it was, a typical, 30, 40 plus year old, doing their investments or whatever. The cool thing is that I have seen a lot of younger people, building or investing, or, hey, before I do this, I want to do this and start investing in this. So it's really opened up another market of people that are thinking a little bit different. I know when I was that age, I wasn't thinking like that. But the idea is that has been pleasantly surprising. That a lot of the younger generation is doing things that we were doing for sure at their age. Early 20-year-olds already have multiple apartment complexes. I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, for me to see that is really awesome. So
I love seeing the young entrepreneurs thriving. It's amazing.
Social media is a great way to get out there, and the community outreach as well. But I think what surprised me the most is personally, that I never planned on running a business, but
Yeah.
wow, that is really surprising to me. It's a reflection of who I am and what we care for, and we care for our community.
It's so beautiful. Yes. All right. So we have two more questions. Advice for new entrepreneurs. Since you're just talking about young entrepreneurs, any advice that you have for them to give someone who's starting out with just an idea, a dream? I know we have a lot of young entrepreneurs in the crowd. Any advice at all?
you just have to go for it. You just have to do it. I mean, if you have a dream, if you have a vision, especially if you have a passion for it, you just have to take that leap of faith. One of the things that drove me, I established my business in 2016, so 9 years, going on 10 years, running my own business. But before that, I would work for other companies, etc. But I always had the little itch, but in the back of my head, I was too scared, right? And, what if this, we always focus on the what if, the bad thing, right? And it takes a while for you to start focusing on the what if, the good thing, right? So one day I just kind of took the leap of faith and I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take the leap of faith and do it. So my advice for any young entrepreneur if you have a true passion for something, whatever it is, make a calculated decision, but don't think about it too long. Sometimes you just have to go ahead first in certain situations. So
It's like if you don't do it, you're always gonna wonder in the back of your mind, what if? Like, what if I didn't do it, what would have happened? So
that's one of the things is over the years that I have heard. One of the biggest regrets, at the end of our lives is the what ifs, right? Those are the things that, and kind of on that, I have kids now that my thing is I'm trying to be a role model for them. So if they ever encounter a challenge or they face a decision or they face, maybe the thing of, hey, I want to start my own business, Dad. I want to be able to give them advice that I have personally done. I don't want to give them advice that I did the total opposite, right? So the idea is, if I'm telling them just go for it, I need to go for it,
yeah.
right? If I tell them, hey, do this, I need to be the example of that as well.
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest driving factors was my kids.
I can relate with the what if, like having this event here today when Barbara gave me that phone call, hey Pam, we would like for you to be the moderator. I was like, what? I've never done anything like this before. Are you sure? I'm a little scared, a little nervous, but what if, right? So I'm so fortunate, so grateful to be here with you.
You're doing great, just fun.
Oh, this is so much fun. I'm having so much fun. Miss Lillian?
So I would say start small, but start. Just like you did. You started small. And then now look at you. You have this restaurant, you're providing the service. People didn't even know about pho.
Right.
My family didn't know about pho. I knew about pho and I was like, we gotta eat pho. But you start small. A story about my dad is he started selling out of his pocket. He had a little chain in his pocket, he'd go and he'd sell it to the teachers at school where he was teaching, come back, make a profit, go buy 2 more chains and sell those 2 chains, and it would go on, then a briefcase. Then he bought a building. I'm going to touch on that subject right now. He bought a building, had one showcase and would open after school, after he'd get out of work. Then he opened a bigger store. So it just grew and grew and grew. But aside from the jewelry business, we have commercial real estate. And I love to see the growth of our new tenants come. They've started small and they outgrow their space and they go into something bigger. And I always tell them their success is our success. Because as long as they're doing well, we're doing well. But that's where I've seen where people start small and they grow into bigger companies, bigger businesses, more employees. So start small, but start.
Just keep keeping on, right? Because eventually it's gonna grow and you just keep working at it.
Exactly.
Mr. Mike.
Okay. In my business today and when we started is having God first, work hard, but enjoy what you do. Enjoy your job. You've got to enjoy your job or you don't last in this business very long. You got to enjoy your job and you got to love your customers. And that's my key.
Thank you so much for the advice for our young entrepreneurs and our upcoming new business owners here in Weslaco. It leads me to our final question of this afternoon, the future. What's next for your business? Any goals or projects in the future you're excited about? I'm sure. Yeah. Any big goals? Anything that we're working on that you would like to share with the community?
I'll close the evening out. We're excited. We're going to be celebrating our 50th year in Weslaco. We've been blessed to be in Weslaco. Weslaco has been beautiful for us. We've had a lot of great leaders in Weslaco. Our chamber manager here, Barbara, and our mayor, EDC, Steve Valdez. A lot of hard workers in Weslaco. We're proud of Weslaco. We're proud to be here and be here as long as we've had. And the goal for the future is to sometime to retire and pass the hat on to the next family member. But that's what we've got planned. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you.
So we're excited for the growth of the valley, really. In the real estate industry, we've been very blessed with the continued growth, and then I think that kind of spawns off to growth in other areas. People have somewhere to eat, somewhere to shop. So we're excited about the growth of the Weslaco community. We're excited about the growth of Hidalgo County, the valley. It's all of it collectively we've seen tremendous growth in a lot of different areas. So, we're excited. We do have some projects lined up. I guess we'll announce them when we announce them, but we are excited for what the future has to hold. We do have a lot of business owners, a lot of investors putting their trust in us. So we're excited to deliver on our promise, and we're excited of what not only what Weslaco has to offer, but the valley in general.
Well, just recently we opened up our windows at our stores, so I thought that was really nice when we found out that there was more traffic downtown due to the alfresco and the onion fest, and that's really nice that we have our windows displayed. We've gotten so many compliments on that, but not only that, just improving our posting on social media. I think that's a way to just get our name out there. I was talking to a friend right now friend/client, that I'm redoing some earrings for her, and she's like, I don't think a lot of people know all the services that you offer as far as this customization. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna work on the EDC to get a grant to do the website so we can work on that and, showcase some of that stuff. And on the real estate side, I'm happy to announce that we have purchased the old bank on the corner of 5th and Texas.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're gonna look to add some more rental spaces or see what's gonna come up. Yeah, my dad had always wanted to purchase that building, and he wanted to do it right before he passed, and we made it happen. Thank you.
I love that. Yes, it's adding on to social media. Is there any social media pages that you would like to share with the community so they can follow you and your success?
Sure. It's Cisneros Fine Jewelry on Instagram and Cisneros Fine Jewelry on Facebook.
It's Facebook, Boots and Jeans, Western Wear, Weslaco.
We have a couple of different platforms, Gomez3.com. You can follow us on Instagram. We have Facebook. We also do some TikToks. Go with Gomez RGB. So we're on a couple of different platforms, and they make me do some silly things sometimes.
What about you, Pam?
Our restaurant is Left by House. Yes, we're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all of it. That's how we started, through social media, word of mouth. But before we end, is there anyone here that would like to ask our lovely panelists any questions at all? Anything that you're curious about that we didn't cover? I know, you're like itching, you're like, I have that one question. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring back Miss Barbara to the front to close out this evening, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming here today. It shows a lot, it means a lot to us, and we hope that you gain some valuable information to go out there and pursue your passion. So thank you. Let's give everyone a big round of applause.
All right. Well, great job. Let's give Pam a round of applause for being a great moderator today. And of course, to our amazing panelists, I think that it's real important to have opportunities like this to hear people's stories and hear about how they came to be in their businesses and learn a little bit more about people. And that's one of the great things about being in the chamber business. It's about learning about people, learning about what they do, and showcasing their strengths and the amazing things they bring to our community. And I really agree with you, Marnie. One of the things you said about it's really about enjoying what you do. And I think that when you enjoy what you do, people feed off that energy. And each of you here on this panel, I'll tell you, you have amazing energy. And when we've had conversations, you just have an energy that draws people in. And I think that's very special, and it's very telling to why you are successful business owners. And we're very grateful that your businesses are right here in Weslaco, and you continue to grow and be successful here. And we want you to know that as being thankful to you for being members of the chamber, because our Chamber of Commerce, being one of the long-standing chambers here in the Rio Grande Valley, has been in existence. We're going on 89 years. So that just goes to show what business in the Mid-Valley and in Weslaco is. There's so much strength in this area, and because of businesses like yours, the Chamber of Commerce has been in its position for so long. And it goes to show how successful business is here in Weslaco. And so it's very exciting for us as a chamber to support and recognize the great work that you do. And again, I agree, if you're passionate about what you do, you'll draw people in for sure. And I again have the great honor of being the CEO for the Chamber under our amazing board of directors, and again having the opportunity to work with amazing business owners such as our panelists and moderators today, and those of you in the audience as well. You know, we've had great interactions, and we want you to know that your Chamber is here as a resource, and our mission is to be able to support you however we can through marketing services, through connections. I think that's very important to me. When we went through COVID, it was like, how do we figure this out? We're about networking and we can't be near people. And so we totally transitioned our platform to online. We had online coffee talks. I think Daryl, you were in there. I saw Monse before he took off a little while ago. You know, Monse would sit on our coffee talks. We had afternoon mixers where we encourage you to bring your own glass of wine, but we were gonna have a conversation. But you know, we try to do so much to keep people connected because that's important to us. And having those conversations really is key, and being there and being here to support one another. So once again, it's National Small Business Week. We thank you for being here to support our panelists and our team out here. We encourage you to check out the rest of the events. Just to remind you, tomorrow at 10, we have a workshop, which is Canva for Small Business. Mr. Anthony Rivera, our Visitor Center Manager, will be leading that workshop. So you're welcome to come. It's free to our Chamber members, so we encourage you to register for that, or you can register on site. Bring your laptop, because he's going to put you to work to create some stuff. So we encourage you to sign up for that. And then on Friday, we will have a cash mob. Sounds kind of weird, but a cash mob is actually an opportunity to support a local business. We usually just take a mob of people to go and shop at a local business. We also do that every Wednesday at our networking lunch mob. So we have a networking lunch mob tomorrow at Blue Onion. So I'm sorry, I think that's Wednesday. Thursday is the Canva workshop. So, but again, you can find the graphic with all the dates online. So again, Wednesday, tomorrow, is Networking Lunch Mob at Blue Onion. We also have a proclamation with the City of Wesco. You're welcome to join us if you're available. And then a workshop on Thursday, Cash Mob Friday. So stuff happening every day of the week to support local business, but we don't want you to think it's just 1 week. This is all the time. Whenever you can support local, we encourage you to do that. So thank you again to our moderator, our panelists, and those who joined us today. Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon and enjoy some coffee on behalf of Black Brew and cookies on behalf of Crumble Cookies in Wesco. Thank you.